Can the cute little Headrush MX5 possibly sound as good as its bigger brother, the Headrush Pedalboard? That's what I aim to find out on today's video. Greetings all, I'm Bill Venzel, this is Chords of Orion, and on today's video I'd like to look at the Headrush MX5, and in particular, I do want to see how it compares to the full-size Headrush Pedalboard in terms of sound. Before I go any further, I want to let you know that I purchased the MX5 in addition to the Pedalboard, so this is not at all a sponsored video. I have to admit, it is pretty cool what Headrush did in terms of shrinking their technology down to the size of the MX5. It's only a little bit bigger than the original Line 6 HX Stomp, but it still has a lot of features. Obviously input and stereo outputs, which is great. There's a stereo effects loop. Sweet. There's miniature MIDI ins and outs, an auxiliary in, headphone out, and a USB port for firmware updates and importing and exporting presets. The top of the pedal is where you really see the compromises in terms of shrinking down the footprint. Instead of the full-size Pedalboard's 12 foot buttons, you only get 3. And there's only one volume control instead of a few different volume controls. There is an expression pedal volume pedal, but it's way small. You can see how big it is compared to my hand. But the MX5 still has the very cool touchscreen that has always been a great feature of the Pedalboard. And it's just a little bit smaller. You can see my finger there. But it's got the same kind of capability where I can just simply tap on the effect in the chain and I have access to all of its parameters. I can also touch and hold any effect and just drop it around in the signal chain. Also, the full-size Pedalboard rigs are compatible with the MX5, which is really cool. All right, I'm going to walk through a patch that I have set up here so you can hear some sounds, and then we're going to compare it to an identical patch on the full-size Pedalboard. Here is the basic amp modeling sound on this particular patch. It's a clean Fender sound, and as you can see, I've got a compressor going. Let me tap it there twice. It's just a simple compressor. I've set the ratio, the threshold, all that good stuff. And the amp is a 64 Blackface Vibrolux Reverb model. And the speaker cabinet is a 4x12 Marshall style cabinet with greenbacks. That's what you're hearing right now. As we continue down the effects chain, the next effect is the drop tune, which is a pitch shifter. And I've got it set to 1 octave below and a perfect 5th above. As you can hear, it's actually pretty clean. I really like that. There's not a lot of artifacts in that pitch shifter. Next up is the volume pedal, and of course, I need a volume pedal. It works about how you would expect it to work, and one of the great things about the Headrush volume pedal is that you can set it to an audio taper or linear taper, whichever kind of swell curve you prefer. Next up is a delay. And it's the dynamic or dyne delay. Now let me tap into it here so we can see what's going on. You can see I've got the delay set to 3/16 pattern and feedback's at 50%. We've got a pretty wide stereo width, and this is really controlled by the tap tempo. after the delay is a stereo doubler, and I just wanted to widen out the sound a little bit. Next up is a little bit of shimmer. I've turned off the main delay so you can hear that a little bit better. Now, I don't want a lot of shimmer. I just want a little bit of shimmer. So, but it sounds really good with the delay on. Next up is the Air Reverb. Now you can hear it's a long ambient sounding reverb. Next up is a multi-chorus, which is a stereo chorus. And I don't always use choruses because once you get delay modulation and reverb modulation, it can be a little bit too much. So I would probably turn this on and off. And as a matter of fact, on this patch, on my big Headrush pedalboard, I have a switch assigned so that I can indeed turn that chorus on and off. And at the end of the patch, why not another reverb? I'm using the original 11 rack reverb type. So again, that was a patch that I exported directly out of my full-size pedalboard and then imported it into the MX5, and I did not make any changes to the patch at all. What we're going to do now is listen back and forth between the MX5 and the full-size pedalboard to see if there are any differences. And the way I did this is I took my guitar cable and put it into a splitter and ran it into both the full-size pedalboard and the MX5 so that when I'm playing, I'm going through both of those boards at the same time. So that way I can easily switch back and forth. I've level matched these and check it out, see what you think. Could you tell a difference between the MX5 and the full-size pedalboard? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. If you did detect a difference, let me know which one you think sounded better. So I gotta tell you, this little device is actually pretty cool. Again, there are some compromises. For example, the bottom is made out of plastic instead of metal, and this might not be the pedalboard that I would take with me if I was going on a worldwide tour. I would probably want the solid as a tank, full-size pedalboard. But you know, for recording or for perhaps a larger pedalboard brain, the MX5 could be pretty cool. So I've got a playlist here of other Headrush videos I've done. Check it out. I'll see all of you on the next video.